Hi everyone, Gothic Witch here. Welcome to the next video. This one is actually going to be talking about using your inner Fylgja in protection. Hi everyone, Gothic Witch here. Welcome to the next video. This one is actually going to be talking about using your inner Fylgja in protection work, because they are the closest thing to you, and so how much more that would they want to be your protection, but they normally stay within while you're doing your normal everyday life. But you can actually bring them to the surface if you need extra protection, a bit like a guard dog. Imagine going out, you've got burglars trying to get in, the guard dog goes forth and it attacks the burglars. Well, it's a similar thing. What it's saying is you bring your Fylgja to the surface, and that will do what it can to aid you. So depending on the animal that you are, depends on what type of protection you would receive. Now with me, mine is, it sort of varies between the wolf and the raven. Now when it's the raven that comes through, because what will happen is you've probably got more than one Fylgja. It's probably uses different personalities of its own. So if you can get the concept, you have a Fylgja within you. So how much more would your Fylgja have a Fylgja within it? So if it's a raven, it might be able to say, well, I want my Fylgja, which is the wolf. And then maybe there are twin Fylgjas. I mean, the scope is enormous, and we only know what we know through what happens to us. So when I call upon my Fylgja, it may be a raven, it may be a wolf. So when that happens, you know what type of protection you're going to get. So like for example, today I'm calling upon the raven because I feel it's the raven today. And you will get to know the feelings, so you will know what one to call upon. So yeah, I called upon, before I did this, I've called upon it, which I'm going to put on to the video to show you how I call upon my Fylgja, which not everyone has to do it that way. You have to find the way that suits you, but I always use my drum and I always sing. It's the way I am and it's the way I do it. But as I say, you could use any method, meditation, bell ringing, even playing an instrument or listening to music and just going deep within, or going for a walk in the countryside, watching other animals. There's so many ways that you can bring your Fylgja to the surface. It doesn't always have to be dramatic. I'm into dramatic. I like dramatic, so that is why I am dramatic. Anyway, when you call upon your Fylgja, like mine for example being the raven, what does a raven do? It's got good eyesight, it looks around, it forages. So if you've got something going on around you that you want to know what's going on and you need a bit of protection, say somebody's saying bad things about you but you don't know who it is, you can send your raven out or your eagle, depends what bird you get, to go into the situation before you. So it flies into that situation, and when it comes back, it divulges that information to you through picture form or words. You get my drift. So you will get insight into the situation before you deal with it. So that's one type of protection. Now say for example it was a snake. Well, a snake will go to the cause of the problem and it will wind its way around it, and it will watch what's going on, and if it deems necessary it will bite. So if you want something finished with, something that you don't like what's going on, then the snake would be a good Fylgja to have. But you'd also be very careful. You don't want, you know, obviously it's not going to bite the person in the physical, but it will bite it in the problem. So it will finish that problem. Okay, so how do you go about doing it? How do you get your Fylgja to know what it is you actually want? Well, it's all about insight. Now there's a good way you can do it, and that's a video I will do stuff on, and that is automatic writing. You can sit down, meditate, go into a trance-like state, holding a pen upon some paper by your altar or by a table, and ask the questions to your Fylgja. When you see your Fylgja, you then ask the question you want to know, and with any connection, if the connection's good, you should receive it through the written word. It might be one word, it might be a drawing, it might just be squiggles, but sometimes when you look at the squiggles you can actually make something out. It might not be a word, but it might be a symbol. Now that is a connection that you've already got. So when you want your Fylgja to go ahead and do this, you don't just say off you go and get on with your life. No, no, no. You have to sit at a set time that you tell your Fylgja you want this to happen. You sit with a candle, with some incense. Don't be disturbed, so like make sure you're not going to get disturbed, and obviously protection before you do any of this, guys. Protection and grounding. You will then sit and you will go into a very deep meditation. Now it's not about path working. Path working is actually going somewhere. You're sending your Fylgja on that path. So you need to be in the receptive state. So you need to be in a full meditative state, which means opening up your energy areas, which I have videos on. You open up your wheels of Megan, which are the energy fields. Once you've done that and you go into your meditative state, you stay there till you see your Fylgja in your mind's eye, which means they've done what they've been sent to do. Do not, I mean obviously, if it goes on and on and on and your Fylgja don't come back, there's nothing to report, obviously. So you have to be wise on the situation. So I would put a timer on. So say you want, obviously it's a thing that you want done and it's a spiritual thing, so they're not going to take hours. They will go to the situation, they will see the situation, and they will come back, and then they will give you hopefully the automatic writing or a thought in your mind or a picture, or you'll hear something from the physical world. So it's like your phone might ring and it might be someone saying, here, have you heard this, blah blah blah. Right. So basically you're in your meditative state. Set an alarm for say 10 minutes. When that 10 minutes is up, obviously bring yourself around. If you've received something, write it down. If you haven't received anything, don't worry, because you've set the situation up so your Fylgja knows what's going on. So you can light a candle. If the problem still exists, you can keep lighting a candle on a daily basis and say to your Fylgja, please resume what I asked you to do, and just close your eyes for 5 minutes. Each day your Philia will keep an eye on that situation and will come back, and eventually you will get knowledge or a closure to your Philia is your friend, your Philia is part of you, and your Philia does everything it can because it affects it as well. Him or her, I should say, not it. So it's another way of doing protection work. So say, for example, depending on the situation, if it was a situation in, say, a marriage, that could be a bit awkward. But, again, depending on your Philia, you could ask your Philia to call help from the animal kingdom in the situation also. So by calling on their higher authority, they can also bring in help, like you're bringing in help. It is a huge subject, and not everybody believes that there are these other bits that you can do. I have done it, so I know it works. So like, for example, say I wanted a lion, but I haven't got a lion Philia. I could actually ask a friend, if I've got one that's also doing witchcraft, to sit with me if it's a very bad situation and you really need to clarify, and ask if they will ask their Philia to help with your Philia, and it will be a joint venture. Now, that is very precise, and you would need to be able to both sit down, either together or separately, at the same time, lighting the same colour candle for the same amount of time. It has been done, and it is very powerful. I mean, imagine a whole group of people like say a coven of people, all doing the same thing. Can you imagine how powerful that would be? If you're all aiming at the same thing, you will see results. But it can be done, just you. And you can do it very easily. I mean, you could do it on a walk around the park. Once you've set up what it is you want Fylgja to do, it's not like you have to do a ritual to bring it all into being, because the Fylgja wants an outcome as much as you do. So it will carry on if you keep asking it to. But the Fylgja also protects us on a daily basis anyway. You know, have you heard about putting heckles up? Well, that is a term that is used because human beings, or the other one, putting up your prickles, you know, like the hedgehog when all the prickles come out. Or that person was very prickly. Yeah, because their Fylgja comes to the surface in a situation and protects them, which is a marvellous thing. But people don't realise that's what's happening. They just think, oh, that person's a bit off. No, no. That person isn't just that person. That person has a soul. It has helpers, guides, has ancestors, it has a Fylgja, and all those are all contained in that one person. Imagine the power behind that, if contained and used. Anyway, guys, I don't know. I don't go into it and ask my Fylgja to do it a lot, but it can also be used in sigil work. You can include in sigil work your Fylgja symbol. Make a symbol that includes the name of your... I will show you how to do that. Like, I'll explain it today, but you can use Theban script. I don't know if any of you out there know Theban script, but it's a very good thing to know. And I will show you, I may be doing a video on Theban script, because you can do talismans with it, and you can make up your own personalised talismans that you draw on a piece of paper, and then you put the intent as you're drawing it, and then you put it on your body somewhere. So like a lot of people fold it up and put it in their shoe, or any other area you want to put it, as long as it's on you. And your talisman will protect you, so you can do it for things like travel, for like if you're going, say someone's going in a hospital and you are on your own indoors and you want protection from someone getting in, or someone's ill in hospital and you want to put it in their baggage to help them get over whatever it is they're going through. So talismans are very good. So I will be doing that on Theban script. So I will show you what it looks like. I will show you how you put the letters together and how you can make your personal one with your name. So as I say, you can put your name in it. You can put your Fylgja in. So like with mine, I would put Raven, or you can combine, because I've got the Raven and I've got the Wolf. So you could put Ray Wolf, or Ray Woe, or Ray Wolf, or Rolf. And you can shorten it, and you can put your name with it, and then whatever the situation, you can put it all together. You can do it with runes as well, but that's more like binding. So rune binding is a form of sigil work, as you've seen in some of my other videos which talk about making clay bindings. So there's lots of ways you can use it, but once you've called your Fylgja and the situation is dealt with, obviously you have to ask it to go back inside, because otherwise you're going to be on the defensive wherever you go. And your Fylgja will be tired, you'll want to go back to a happier place just to relax for a while. Obviously still watching what you're doing, but not on the intense path that you set it on. So what do? You say, how do you get to go back? Well, it's quite easy. The candles that you light, you say to your Fylgja, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. Just like if you was talking to a friend that's helped you. You imagine giving it a hug, say thank you so much, I love you so much, you're a part of me, and I'm so happy that you're a part of me. Thank you for your help in this situation, and now it's time for you to go into hibernation. Now is the time for you to have a little rest, and you have earned that, and I wish you so much love and joy. And then you blow your candle out, and when you blow the candle out, that air just dissipates everything, and your Fylgja goes back within, and you will feel that. You will know everything is in completion, and that is, my friends, how you use your Fylgja. Just one way. I know there are many ways you can use Fylgjas in protection work, in sigil work. This is the way I do it. So there may be other videos out there that say totally different stuff. Please realise that each practitioner does things their own way, and the ways that work for them. So what I did when I was learning, I took a bit from one person and a bit from another, and I tried them out. And what worked for me, and that is what I'm putting on this video, what works for me. So guys, if you want to try it, you're very welcome, but please do not think that it is a set way and the only way, because it isn't. There are many, many wonderful channels out there teaching like I do, and they all have something good to give. So yeah, take on board what that feels right within you. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you got something from this today. I had a request a while back from one of my lovely viewers who is very supportive, and I thought, yeah, he asked if I would do this, and so this is for you, my friend, and for everyone else. But yeah, anyway, wherever you are, guys, whatever time. Oh no, before I go, thank you to any new subscribers. Thank you to those returning and watching. Thank you to all those that support me. I really appreciate it. And if you want to subscribe, press the link, like button, and Bob's your uncle. Press the notifications so you will always know when I'm uploading. I tend to upload twice a week. Sometimes I'll do an extra one, depending on my life, obviously, what's going on. And so you will guarantee to get a video at the weekend and a video midweek, normally on a Wednesday. So thank you all, and enjoy this glorious weather this weekend. And whatever you're doing, wherever you are, whatever time of day, night or evening it may be, I wish you the best ever. House of the Land.